You know, for most teenagers, living in a single-parent home is not always that barrel of laughs that we see on those TV sitcoms, especially if they're dating somebody who's starting to rub you the wrong way. Let me introduce you to James, who comes to us from Oklahoma City and watches the Rolonda show on KOCO TV. He says that his daughter, 19-year-old Jamie, has been giving his girlfriend a real hard time lately. Jamie says Dad's new love affair as well, it's starting to come between the two of them. What's going on? Who wants to start here? Jamie, why don't you start?
Okay, well, it is because I'm a daddy's girl, and I'm used to it always being me and him, and then he gets his girlfriend, and now it's like no longer me and him, it's him and her kids, no more Jamie. So I'm like, I just no longer there. It's like I just live there. I'm not a part of them.
Wait a minute, Jamie. Jimmy, you're 19 years old, you're grown. I have raised you till you got to be 19. It's now, I got to live my life. I can no longer live your life for you. When I try and include you in the things that me and my girlfriend and her kids are doing, you always say, no, I don't want to. Or you got something else you'd rather be doing.
Jamie, is that what you do?
Yeah, because true enough I do, because when they do things, it's a family thing. I don't get along with his girlfriend. That's why I don't do things with them. I don't get along with her, so that's why I don't.
Because I hear you say you don't feel included, but yet when your dad says he tries to include you, you say no.
Right.
So you absolutely don't want to hang out with the girlfriend
No.
and dad. How is this making you feel? I mean, what is this doing to you, Jamie, as a 19-year-old young lady?
It really hurts. I'm like to the point where I'm fed up with it, because our relationship is no longer father and daughter, it's like enemy.
Well, Jamie, you have to understand something. My love for her is totally different than the love I have for you. You're my child.
True
I love
enough.
you. But also, I have a love for on this side too.
Right. But when you let your love on this side interfere with your love over here, and you come to me with your attitudes that you do have, then there's a problem.
Well, the attitude I had is because I cannot get you to include in it.
No, it doesn't. That has nothing to do with it. It's when, for instance,
What it has to do with is you being a selfish, conceited little 19-year-old woman.
No, I am not.
You're no longer a little kid anymore.
No, I am not.
You are a grown adult woman.
I'm not a selfish, conceited person.
You must be.
No, I am not. What I am saying is this. You let your girlfriend take over your relationship between you and your kids.
How do I do that?
You know you do. For instance,
how do I do
you
that?
get an attitude every time somebody run back and tell you I'm supposed to say something about Rolonda.
Well, most of the time, I get it comes from the horse's mouth.
No, it doesn't.
Not Rolonda. It comes from you.
No, it doesn't. For instance, at the thing about the club, the little club scene, and everything else. The little things I'm supposed to call her bitches and
Let me say this to the audience and you. I'm a police officer, number one. People talk to me on my beat. I walk a beat on Northeast 23rd Street. People come to me. They know you. I've also told you, you have to carry yourself in a certain way, because people will try to get to you through me. Through you, to me through you. But you don't seem to understand it. You just want it to be your way and no way.
Jamie, let me ask you, I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Daddy's been married. Daddy's at a stage in his life where he's raised his kids. He's a police officer. He's done his duty. He wants to have fun. He wants to go out on a date. He wants to have somebody he can share his life with. Isn't that fair for Dad to have?
That it is, but if that other person can't do that for you, it's not fair.
Let's bring Rolonda out. How long have you guys been dating?
Over a year though.
Over a year now. Rolonda, come on out and join the conversation. Rolonda, if you could very quickly describe your relationship with Jamie, how would you describe it?
At first, I thought we had a real nice relationship, but apparently we don't.
We're going to come back and continue this, because I'd like to see how this is affecting your relationship, because you're not alone. There are tons of folks. I mean, a lot of people in the audience were saying they were going through a lot of the same things. We're going to try to smooth out some parent and teenager rocky relationships today as we listen to the kids who are complaining, I just can't relate to my single parent's date, all on today's Rolonda. people may be going through what James and Shalonda and Jamie are going through, but the Census Bureau tells us that in 1993, there were 17.9, almost 18 million children living in single-parent homes. So as those single parents start going out and starting their new lives, their kids aren't always keeping up with it. James, this has got to be tough on you. You've got two ladies you dearly love on either side of you. How are you dealing with this? I mean, what is the toughest thing about having a relationship when your daughter doesn't approve of your new girlfriend?
It's real tough. I could maybe understand it if I had was just with Shalonda, but it's anyone my date.
Anybody?
It doesn't matter.
So this has been a history. Jamie, you just don't want Daddy to have anybody else.
It's not that. I want him to have somebody he can benefit from. If he was to lose his job, let's say tomorrow, Shalonda can't take care of him. The other woman couldn't either. I want somebody that he can benefit from.
Number one.
And then, hold on, it's a pattern with his women. They have a job, they get with him, they don't have a job. It's just how it is. They have a home, get with him, they got to move to his home.
So your concern is that some of the women in Dad's life may be taking advantage of your father?
Right.
Shalonda, when you hear this,
that she might say she's not, but I see it. I feel like he's being used. That's what I don't want, is him to be used.
Shalonda, that must really, when you hear that.
It really doesn't, because for one, I listen to a lot of things Jamie say, and you know, for as wise, Jamie, when Jamie has problems, it's not like I'm this real bad person. And it's not that I can't take care of Stone. It's not that I'm not working. I have money. I can take care of me and Stone.
Stone is James.
It's James. I can take care of James, Shalonda, and Shalonda's 3 kids, and Jamie if possible. I'm not missing out on nothing. You know what I'm saying? The problem is that Jamie don't want her daddy to be happy. You know, and that's not a problem, because if she get her a life, then you won't have to worry about that.
Has it started affecting your relationship? I mean, as a couple of a year, are you going to let a 19-year-old come in and bust things up? I mean, how do you?
No way. No way. I would not allow a 19-year-old kid to dictate to me any kind of way.
Stand up. Yes, sir. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up.
I think you two need to compromise and everything. I think there's, I think you need to get on welfare or something, do something about yourself, because you have 3 kids, and she is the woman of the house.
I don't
and, you
have
know,
3
and like
kids.
I said,
Shalonda has 3 kids.
It says, it says every dog has its day. Now, if she's wrong, let him find out, okay, because he'll end up evolving on him and everything like that. Don't worry about it. Sit back and lay back and let everything, you know,
work itself out. Jamie, do you have any kids?
I have 1 on the way.
1 on the way. Is that all, Dad? What is that? I mean, that took me by surprise there. So you're about to be a grandpa.
Right.
So what do you think about that?
Well, I love it. Payback is, you know what?
Oh, no. Now, are you married and got your own house and living elsewhere?
I'm married. I live with my mother. Me and the baby's dad are still dating, and I'm in college.
Now, I'm going to play devil's advocate again here. You mean to tell me that your daddy's going to allow you to have your relationship, your child, your lifestyle, any way you choose to, and you going to sit up here and try to jump up in his business?
Hello. Because I'm not getting used.
Well,
and I'm just looking out for him.
Wait a minute. I am old enough to look out for my own self. If I want to get used, I'll get used. Okay? If I allow Shalonda to come in my house, and she tear up everything, then I allowed her to do it. Okay? You cannot tell me what I allow people to do in my house. That's my house.
I don't live there, therefore I won't. But remember, your last girlfriend used you. And who did you come to? Me. So when she used you and it's all over, you.
How did I come to? Wait a minute, hold. How did I come to you?
Come here, girl.
Because when you already knew you was being used. I told you.
Jamie, this lady's about to jump out her chair over here. You have something. What is it that you want to say?
I mean, how can you even interfere in his life? You're a grown woman.
But I love my daddy. That is
But nobody gets used. A person does from the kindness of their heart. They know what they're doing. Right. Nobody can use anybody. You cannot be used because a person knows what they're doing.
So Jamie, are you ever gonna? You gotta compromise somewhere. I mean, it seems like every lady that Dad has in his life you don't approve of. I mean, when is that going to change? You gotta.
When he finds somebody I approve of.
Oh gosh.
I like to say.
Well, coming up next, a 15-year-old girl is going to come on the show, a young girl who admits that she actually sabotages her mother's relationships to make sure they break up. This kid is complaining that her mom keeps making bad choices. We're going to hear what Mom has to say after this. Maybe saying a lot like you, Dad. Backstage. Now, where are you guys from?
Folly Beach, South
From Folly Beach, South Carolina. Yes. And when you were listening to the other folks here from Oklahoma City, even though you come from different places, could you relate?
Quite a bit.
Quite a bit. This is Stacy, folks, and Mom Tanya. You know, some teens really make it obvious that they cannot relate to their parents' date. In fact, Tana says that down in her hometown in Folly Beach, South Carolina, that her boyfriends have to face the take no prisoners attitude of her 15-year-old daughter, Stacy. Stacy, what in the world is Stacy doing?
It's like living with your mother.
Oh, God.
No. She brings home losers. I'm talking long-haired grease balls with dirty jeans. They come in along with their smell. I mean, it's like, what? I mean,
you are talking about your mother.
I know.
Or she doesn't even let them in.
No, I give them a chance. I give them the 20 questions. Do you drink? Do you do drugs? Do you have any kids? Blah, 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 etc.
You sit them down and ask them all these questions like an interview.
And if they don't pass,
before she lets them in the door.
You sound like the mother.
Yes.
Well, she's going through that midlife crisis thing, and I understand.
This is a 15-year-old girl, right? So, boy, oh boy. Mom, I mean, do you have a curfew?
Yeah, she gives me a curfew.
She gives you a curfew, too?
No.
Oh, yes. She's opened the door before when a friend of mine came over. We were going to like a concert, and he was dressed for the occasion.
No, he had on. Okay, look, can I stand?
Sure, you do whatever you want.
Let me tell y'all what he had on. He had on knee-high moccasin boots with fur, okay? Jeans with big grass stains right here because he hasn't changed since work. This tank top, okay, with slits all down his, and he's all with his long greasy hair. Hey, what's up? Gold teeth, okay? I mean, no way. No way.
So she opens the door, looks at him, and shuts the door.
And just close the door in his face?
He had a taxi cab yellow El Camino. No way.
Stacy, you are too much. What kind of guy would you like Mom to date?
I'm not that much concerned about looks, but he has to be respectable, and he has to want loving kids and a family, and he has to have a nice job. I mean, he doesn't have to make lots of money, but he just has to make her happy and respect me and my brother and everything. And
well, her idea is, Mom, get dressed, get all dolled up, put on some high heels, and go walk around the local hospital.
That's my best friend Kara's idea.
Why walk around the hospital in heels?
Find a doctor.
Oh, Stacy, this obviously is something, like we were talking about with Jamie. Well, while we may not agree with what you're saying, what I'm really impressed with is how much you guys care about your parent, because that really is shining through. This must mean something very, very, it's important to you. What does your mom being with somebody important or good for her, what does that mean for you in terms of your thought of your family?
Well, I just hope the smell doesn't stink around my house.
But I mean beyond the smell, I'm talking about the inside. What's in your heart? Why is it so important to you?
Because, I mean, I want her to be happy and I want us to be happy. I don't want to have to come home to some, loser every single day to see my mom, unhappy just because she just wants to be with somebody because she thinks she's going to get too old.
Is that what you're thinking?
No, we're in a real small community, and it's like really slim pickings. And
you take what you can get. Right?
You have to take the best of what's available, right?
So now what about your dad? Your dad's a single.
Oh, he's a wonderful person. He's a wonderful father, but he came with hair down his back, and he was 25 when I met and married him, and he had never had a job, but he cleaned up real nice.
He cleaned. This is Dad.
Yeah, he dressed up.
Mike, look at Dad. Where's your hair, man? As you're sitting here, come on, stand up with it. You are on the other end, the other parent, right?
Right.
You're sitting here listening to this. Are you laughing like the rest of us and getting into the story? And
Well, you know, Stacy's always been a pretty good judge of character, and you know, like sometimes she makes mistakes, but she's helped me out in the relationships that I've had.
did she give you the 3rd degree too, like she's giving Mom?
Well, you know, when we first were divorced and I had like 4 or 5 different girlfriends, Stacy would question me, you know, what about this one? I don't like this one, and but she usually stayed in control of the whole situation, and now I have a girl that I've been engaged to now, and we've been together for 4 years.
Is this you?
This
Come on,
is Sherry.
girlfriend. What's your name?
Sherry.
Sherry. Did you have to go through Stacy?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Well, how
I
was
had
she?
to go through her too, though. It's not just one-sided.
Well, when we come back, will you tell me how you speak now, right? You like her? Tell me how you... Sometimes. Well, at least they're honest. We're going to continue with this conversation. And today, 1 out of 3 children, by the way, are living in some form of step relationship. So, you know, we're going to talk with Mike and Sherry about how you guys deal with Stacy. So maybe Mom will pick up a tip from you, Dad. Thank you.
Hey, I hope you're enjoying this episode of Rolonda, and I hope that you'll subscribe and follow so many of my other activities on my Rolonda channel, including some stand-up comedy, some podcasts, some great auntie advice, and loads of laughs and lots of fun. So subscribe and stay tuned. Now, let's get back to the show.
Only 7 years. The average, how long did your marriage last?
14 years.
14, 2 sevens, right? They talk about that 7-year hitch thing. But we were just talking with you and your fiance, Mike, your fiance Sherry, and you had to, it says Shelly on my little card here. But you were, Mike, just telling us about how you're dealing with your fiance Sherry, and how you had to come through your daughter here, tough Stacy, before you guys could. How was that, Sherry? How did you deal with that?
It was hard.
Did you have one big knockdown, drag out, and you had to get things straight?
We had a couple of them.
Yeah. Tell me, because there are a lot of folks, you know, who may go out dating and date someone who has a kid. And they're
the
probably
hardest thing is being single and coming into a relationship that has kids, because you have to get to know their kids, and 9 times out of 10 they're not going to like you.
Mm-hmm. So how did you get Stacy to at least start talking to you?
I've been around a while now. So it's like we've learned each other, and we know what we like from each other, and that's how we deal with.
But it took time.
Oh yeah, lots of time.
So, Dad, what would you say now to your ex-wife as she's trying to go through the same thing, trying to get somebody to be happy too? Good luck.
Well, being considerate of other people's feelings. You know, like a lot of times you're not that considerate. You just call it the way you see it. Now, Stacy was real considerate of my feelings, and it took some time working our relationship out with Sherry, but they did it, and they get along good. And I think that, I think Stacy's got it in her to be considerate until she can find somebody that she's going to be happy with.
Yeah. Stacy, what do you say to Jamie? You've been through this before. This is the first time Jamie's going through this. So have a good girlfriend, teenager talk over there with Jamie. What would you say to her?
Well, I'm right next to her, so I don't want to get her mad at me.
Honey, we're all here just to talk. This is just a good time to because the feelings that you're going through are not abnormal. I mean, it's only natural, I would think, that you would be territorial and possessive of your single parent. But we have to learn compromise in life, and that's part of growing up, and that's also how we show people we really love them. So anything that you would share with Jamie, just as honey, I've been through it.
Good luck.
Jamie, any questions that you have? Any questions out here? Anything you want to ask?
Oh, Jamie, this is for you. First of all, how would you feel if your father said that he don't appreciate the man that you have your baby by?
He's already
How would
said
you address that?
once. And like I told him, I don't see nothing wrong with the man that I'm dating right now.
Whoa!
They have problems with him because of a certain person who is on this panel has put into his head that he abuses me. I don't get abused by him. So they have a problem with him.
May I say this? That certain young man that you talked about came to me and talked to me. He told me that you were the reason why he was like he was.
Gossip, gossip, gossip.
Right.
Shalonda, you had a real reaction. I'm going to come right back to you. You had a real reaction when Jamie said that.
For the simple fact that she said, we don't like the guy. True enough, I didn't like him for certain things that he'd done to her. And for me to have feelings for her, as I did, I didn't like that. I wouldn't want him to do the things that he was doing to her. Mm-hmm. And she knows what I'm talking about.
Okay, thank you. This is for
the guy's not here to defend himself. That's why I don't want to go any
deeper. This is for you, sir. Her boyfriend, fiance, or whatever. Do you approve of him? Do you like him?
He's okay.
Okay, and why can't you let your father be? Let him live his life now. He raised you already. You're 19. You're pregnant. Get your own life. Do your own thing.
I have my own life. I have my own life. But what I'm saying is this, and I'm sure most y'all can relate. If you love somebody out there, you're gonna make sure nothing happen to that person, and that's how I am. I am very protective over my father.
But you know something, if you're gonna talk like a parent now, one of the things that's good with parents is you gotta let people go through what they've got to go through to make their own mistakes.
I'm through. I'm fed up with it. I'm not gonna stress myself out with it no more.
One of the things that
if he's happy with Shalonda,
one of the things she has to understand. I am much, much older than you are. You cannot really tell me about why I feel and what's going on.
That I wasn't trying to tell you. I never ever tried to tell you.
I want to know one thing. You know, you bought us over 500 miles, so I know this is something really deep. But Jamie, I want to know, what have I done to you? I haven't done nothing to you but be a friend. And I'm not lying. This hurts me, and you think that I'm playing. I'm not playing. This hurt me. You brought me away from my children to come way down here to discuss something in front of millions of people that we could have done at home. This could have been taken care of at home. Honey, wait a minute.
You see, show her no respect. She is a little young, 15-year-old.
Stacy, I am 30 years old. I am 30 years old. Let me talk to my husband or my fiance's daughter. You talk to your mother. You brought us down here, Jamie. This could have been taken care of at home, okay? When the people called us, I was stunned. I was like, but then I thought about it. I said, Jamie done this, okay? And you can't say I haven't done nothing but try to be a friend to you. Things that happen at the house that we won't discuss on national television. Who did you come to? Hello.
One certain.
No, honey.
One.
You
but
said,
if you want to know what you did, Shalonda, let me tell you. You used to be in that house. You showed me no respect. You disrespect me.
Oh, I disrespect you?
Hold on.
How did she disrespect you?
It's just, it's like stuff like this. I can come in, I say, hello, Shalonda, how you doing? And she said, fuck you. Girl, you did when I came in the bed. Wait a minute.
Now listen.
Hold on, because
now you just disrespected my house.
And I'm sorry about that. But you asked me a question.
No bad language. Because I'm not going to disrespect everybody else's house.
I know, and I'm sorry about that, but you did ask me, and I was just telling you what was said.
Shalonda could call the house. Jamie could call the house. I tell Shalonda, answer the phone. Let me speak to my daddy. Don't even say, hello, dog, how you feeling? No respect. This is who do the disrespecting.
No,
but
it works two ways.
Jamie this. She don't have to love Shalonda. She don't have to like Shalonda, but she will respect her.
That's right.
And that I do. I show you your respect, but you never show me mine.
Jamie, what have I honest to God done to you? What have I done to you?
We live in the same house. And I can come downstairs and I can say, hi, Shalonda. And say, huh, like you ain't heard.
Jamie, I think Shalonda brought up a very interesting point. And that is that you did fly here all the way from Oklahoma City. And I can't imagine it so things can stay the same when you get back home. What was the point of coming on the Rolonda show?
Just to let him know, this is how far I will go. Because we have, we have had this conversation so many times at the house. But what happens? He gets attitude. He blows up.
Excuse me. First of all, tell me this. If I didn't love her, when her check bounced and she couldn't pay for her car, who paid for it? When she went out of town and she needed clothes to wear, who took money out of their checking account to put clothes on this child's back? I did. Her mama did. I did. So that's the love that I have for her. And if she can't give me no respect, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I am totally sorry. If I can do that much for her, she can. I'm not asking Jamie to like me. I'm not even asking her to love me, but I look like this, and my mother has always told me, what you put at your parents' front door will come knocking at your back.
We'll be right back in a minute. We'll be right back. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. I can just feel, I feel pain a lot here. Shalonda, I know that you're reacting in anger, but I bet that's covering up a whole lot of hurt.
You know what? I was angry before I came here, and I was nervous about coming on her, but you know what? I'm not anymore because I done tried to be Jamie's friend. I done sit down and talk to Jamie. I said, Jamie, I sit there and asked her one time, I said, well, what can I do to be your friend? She said, well, you need to try, don't try so hard to be my friend, let it roll around. Okay, and there are certain times I know she's not feeling well. Then I say, Jamie, is there anything I can do for you? She just like, well, whatever. And I look at it like this, and she's gonna bring me so many miles on television. One time she had a little problem, and she came to me and asked me would I help her out. I called her daddy. Her daddy said, well, what do you think we should do? He said, well, I'm not gonna do anything about it. What happened? I went to go pay for a car to get, she can have a car to drive. But did she say thank you, Shalonda, or thank you, whatever? No, she didn't. She gonna bring me way down here, get me on TV, and try to rag me, as they say. But it's not gonna work because, for one, I am a better woman than that, and I'm not gonna lower myself.
Earlier you wanted to say something, and what was it that you wanted to jump up and say?
All I was going to say is I can understand where she's coming from, because she obviously loves her father very much. And I mean, that's the same way I felt when Sherry came in, is that my space was being invaded. And that, I mean, I know she doesn't live with her father, but to know that, you know, that someone else is coming in, you know, to replace not only her mom, but, you know, her also, you know, it's got to be hard on her.
It's not replacing. There's somebody say it's not replacing.
James is his name?
James is his name.
No disrespect, James, but Jamie, you sit there and you sound like your father's mother, telling him how his relationship should work and things of that nature. No disrespect to you, but you're 19, you're pregnant, and you're going to school. Now, James, understand you did everything you could for your child, and unfortunately, you're not with the wife, but something did go wrong there.
And
because the point is that you cannot sit there and make statements that you're making, and you have yet to live yourself.
Who else said something? You did? Stand up.
There's a lack of respect, first of all, that I see within the house, and one way or another, they have to get along, because it's pretty obvious they're going to be living together for a while, you know, as long as the relationship
You brought
lasts.
up a good point, because Jamie is a 19-year-old mother-to-be. And Jamie, you might need Shalonda. You might need her to help you be a good mother.
She don't look at it that way.
Don't look at it.
She don't, honest to God, look at it that way.
I wanted to say that my mother here, she been with my stepfather. They've been together for 20 years. And I had to deal with a lot of things that's been going on, you know. So what I did when I was 19 and I had my child, I got pregnant, I moved out. I got my own apartment. I'm 24 now, living on my own, doing my own thing. So let them live their life happily. That's what they want to do. And you stay out of it and, you know, do your thing. That's all.
Jamie, is there anything that maybe you haven't said yet that you thought that might be the thing that really made you come here? I can't believe it's just all this stuff you're saying out here.
No, it's a whole lot more, but we don't have that much time.
Well, I'm going to give you one quick little space.
What I really want to say is this. This Shalonda, this got nothing to do with you. the relationship that me and my father used to have.
Why don't you talk to your father?
Me and him was like this. I could tell him anything. This is before I moved out and everything. But it's like when you get your girlfriends, it's no longer that. It's hostility. It's the attitudes and everything. And I'm not talking about just because when you ask me to do little family things, I don't do it. It's from when you walk in the front door, I can be downstairs. The attitudes that you have towards me. That is what I'm saying.
First place, Jane.
And hold on, because I'm not finished.
Okay.
I'm just fed up with that. Because I feel like this. Before Shalonda came along, and remember, Shalonda, when you used to call me, we got along perfect. When you used to call me early in the morning and for school, and when I was ready for school, we got along perfect. You know how me and my father's relationship was because he told you.
Right.
Right. As you can see, it's not like that no more.
It's not going to be like that.
But
it can't be like that.
But wait a minute now. It used to
You're
be
a big
when
girl
you and
now,
her.
Jamie.
Yeah,
No, it was still like that.
The
while I was
relationship
still
was
the
still
same
like
way.
that, but you know what
It was
is?
still like that.
And nobody can say that it's not. This is not about me and him or me and him out to the house. It's not about that. What it is that Stone has rules. James has rules, okay? And Jamie needs to abide by those rules if she's staying in the house. You know what I'm saying? She's staying in the house. She's not paying any bills or nothing. And I don't see why she would bring me here because I haven't done nothing to her personally, I don't feel. Because she would come home from work. Dinner would be ready. I'm not talking about chicken. I'm talking about we will have steaks. We will have lobster. We will have baked potatoes. She didn't cook. Now, she did wash the dishes because I wasn't going to cook and clean. Now, she's going to wash the dishes. And it's not that I asked her. Her father asked her to wash the dishes.
No.
When I wasn't out there, if she loved her father that much, now tell me if I'm wrong or right now, her dad is working not one job, but two. Now, if she's at home all day and her daddy come home from a hard day's work, now shouldn't she have lunch or dinner for her daddy if she loved him that much? If she loved him that much.
I can't cook for him if you always run over to your house so you can cook for him.
But now, if he's working,
wait a minute,
if he's working every
you got
day
everything wrong. Now,
and
just
he's
wait a
coming
minute.
home from work and she's not cooking, of course I'm going to cook for my man. I'm going to do what it takes to keep my man satisfied. Whatever it may be. That goes from cooking to cleaning to whatever. So, I can narrow this topic down between us three right now. We probably not going to solve this in 1 hour, but I can say this. I don't care how Jamie cares about me, but I'm still going to love her. She don't have to like me, but I still love her. I still love her. So she can feel any way she want to feel about me, but I still love her. And I still care about her. And if you ever need me, you can come to me, Jamie, because for one, this wasn't even worth it, baby. It really wasn't. The time in New York, it was good, but it wasn't really worth it.
Thanks to the Rolonda Show. Thank you. Thank you.
It wasn't really worth it. And we were on the plane together. You act like you didn't, we looked over at you, you didn't say nothing, but I'm going to tell you what, I don't care how you feel about me, but I'm going to let you know that I still love you, honey.
Jamie, you know something? I think you like that. I think you like
She
that.
don't want to give me a chance.
Yeah.
I'm not here to take her mother's place.
Jamie, look, I am just meeting y'all, but that's a good woman. That's the woman who's standing behind your daddy and standing behind you too. And sweetie, you know something? When you see this on TV, you're going to appreciate that lady. Coming up next, we're going to meet another lady, a lady who says that while it's natural for a child to become possessive or over their single parent, it is unnatural for them to try to become the single parent's parent. When we come back, how to better relate to mom or dad's date. Right after this.
Hey, are you enjoying this episode of Rolonda? If so, please hit the subscribe button and let me know. Leave your comments and also follow me in other forms of social media at Rolonda Watts. Remember, that's ROLONDA, Rolonda Watts on all forms of social media. And if you're interested in voice acting, my goodness, let me help you. This is a new year coming. It could be a new you, a new career. Check out my voice acting masterclass at rolonda.com, ROLONDA.com. and I'll tell you all about it. Let's get back to the show.
I gotta say, I am impressed with how big Rolonda was right there. I really gotta give it to you. I mean, and Jamie, you had some tears in your eyes during the commercial when I was coming over there talking to you. I'm not trying to mother you, be your big sister, but girlfriend, I've got to tell you, I know a good person when I see him. And that lady cares about your father, and if you care about your father, you two can take care of him together. You know? You gotta do that, sweetie. You got to. You'll feel so much better, and you'll have daddy too, okay? Okay. My next guest says that she has watched some of her closest friends, as many of us have, remarry to form a blended family. Claire Berman says she was so fascinated with it, though, she decided to write a book about it entitled Making It as a Step-Parent. Some of the things that you've heard here today, I guess, don't surprise you.
Not one bit, but here's something I like very much. I like seeing Jamie closer to her dad, closer to Rolonda. I like this whole setup of the whole body language.
Look at the body language there.
It's so much better than when you guys came out, and it pleases me no end. I also am really heartened about all of you, because you wouldn't be here if you didn't care about one another. It's so easy to stay away. You're right, Rolonda, on national television, and you're here because you want to make these relationships work. And I think you all can. Absolutely can. What I've seen here is too much power being given to kids. I mean, that's a blanket. And kids, don't look at me cross-eyed, because I'm on your side too, but there's too much power being given to kids. Who you go with when you're a grown-up is a grown-up decision. It rests with the grown-ups. The commitment is between you, James, and with Rolonda. It certainly is with you too, Tana, and the people whom you date. You're going through a dating period. And it may not be the most successful dating period in the world, but Stacey, you gotta let her make some mistakes. You gotta let her make some mistakes. And in that case, and I'll let you get your chance in, these are my few moments. Let me do one at a time, okay? James, you said a lot of good things all along, which is it's my decision to make. And I see commitment here. I see caring. No, you're not both gonna make them happy the same way. They're going to be happy in their own way as a couple. And maybe with time, and I believe with my whole heart, with time, you're going to come around and feel more comfortable with the arrangement. Nobody likes to share a parent with somebody else. When you're in a first wed family, well, then you accept that family. That's the way it is. You don't question it. That's mom, that's dad. Sometimes they argue, sometimes they kiss. It's okay. When you're in the situation you're in, you sit in some judgment, which you don't have the privilege of doing the first time round, but you're going to have to pull back, hold that judgment in, let this couple happen. They want to open the door to you, and James and Rolonda, you're saying my door is open, and I love the fact that you say that, because Jamie may pull away for a little while, but you haven't closed a door. Remember, the door's open, and it's your choice when you come in and out. Give it a chance. Time is a wonderful, wonderful thing.
It sure is.
And we don't see that when we're in the middle of some difficult periods. Instant love is a myth that hurts an awful lot of families. It doesn't happen like that. And then you say, oh, it's no good. You don't have to love. If Rolonda's going to become your stepmom, you don't have to love your stepmom, and she doesn't have to love you. But you got to be decent to one another, and you got to give each other a chance and not hurt one another.
Jamie, you think you could do that?
I'm going to have to. I'm just going to have to.
Wait a minute.
Let's see.
Wait a minute. I don't like that term, I have to. You don't have to do anything.
Jamie, let's put down all the fronts now, okay? This is your time to speak from your heart. Wouldn't you like to at least try?
I can try.
You can try.
I can try.
Doesn't that sound a lot better? We'll be right back in a minute. Yeah. Okay, all right. Wait, check. check this out, you guys. This is amazing. According to the Step Family Foundation, by the year 2000, which is just around the corner, there will be more step families than original families in America. So what you guys are going through, many people are going to live through you to try to figure out how to rearrange themselves. I met this lady, Lizette. Now, Lizette's one of those moms who says, forget what her 2 children here have to say about her dating. She's ready to whoop it up a little bit. Is that right? As you're listening to these moms, what do you say? Come on, Lizette, stand up and talk to me. What do you say to kids? Are they giving you a tough time?
Yeah, but you know, you can't control who you love or who you're interested in. You know, that's an adult decision.
Right.
I mean, I didn't get to date when I was younger because I was in a strict religion and all that stuff, and her father was the first man I dated. And then she came along, and you know, I've only had 3 serious relationships, and now that they're older, it's time for me to have fun.
So now,
you know.
So how does that sound to you guys?
Latrice's not that old. she only what, 12 years old.
Latrice, you're 12 years old.
Latrice adapts. She adapts. She loves different people, so it's still.
You don't have a problem with mom going out dating?
Spoiled one.
No. So what's your problem? What are your problem with mom?
It's just some of the men. She just like this one guy. He was just, you see her arm, he about this skinny. he is about this skinny, and it's just, and then there was her ex-husband. It is her ex-husband now, so it had to be something wrong with him, you know. It's just the men she dates.
I have to learn, just like you have to learn. You know, you can't know everything about a person. And we all make mistakes.
I'm going to tell you something they used to tell us. You got to kiss a lot of toads before you meet your prince, right? Claire, any other points that you'd like
have to marry a lot of toads.
That's right. You certainly don't have. But anything else that you would say to families? Because there are a lot of people who are watching her going through.
Yeah, and the main thing from these stories in so many cases is that the parents have to be the grown-ups, and the kids have to be the kids, and the kids have to feel secure and have their parents still in their lives, but not dictate to the parents what's going to go on in their lives. What the children are afraid of is mom or dad, whoever it is going to go away from me, take their allegiance away from me. And you know, parents can love many kids, and the kids have to realize that they can add a new partner to their life. It doesn't take away from the love that a parent feels for a child, because the relationship between parent and child predates that of the incoming partner. And really it's the incoming partner who has to say, where do I fit in? You don't realize how hard that is.
What about the person who is coming into the parent-child relationship? How is the best way to enter? I mean, when you first meet the child and you go out for your first, how are you supposed to relate to that child so you don't have this kind of tension?
Step very slowly. Step slow. Don't say I'll be your pal, and don't say I'm going to love you. Just be who you are. Step slowly and include the child in the things you do with the parent. Not all the time. You don't want to shadow, but you don't want to say, you're out now, we're the new couple. After all, this was a family. It can be a wonderful extended family if you let it be, but you've got to let it be.
And the best thing that could happen is you have a family again.
You haven't lost the old family. You have new, additional people to love you if it works out well. How can that be bad?
That's right. That's right. We'll be right back in a minute. Giving Mom a hard time. Talking to Jamie here, and I said, Jamie, what are you gonna do now? And what did you say?
If he's happy, then I'm gonna let him be happy. And then the process between me and Shalonda is gonna be like, I just met her, and we can start just all new,
start all over again.
That's if you're willing to.
I'm more than willing to. I mean, we're gonna have to do this together.
Right.
Can we have a group hug? We'll see you next time on Rolonda. Yes!
and I hope you will subscribe and continue to enjoy. Just wanted to let you know that my voice acting masterclass is now digital. If you are somebody who's interested in being a voice actor, please go check it out. Go to rolonda.com, rolonda.com. That's my website, and you can check out all the details and even enroll in my voice acting masterclass. Hey, you'll never know how good you are until you try.